Hi guys, welcome back to Muffin Matter. If you're new here, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and let's get right into this. So today, we are doing a let's play review. This has been in the works for months. So if you watch my videos, I talk about the likes, I talk about the dislikes, I give it a rating, theory time, and then final thoughts. Somewhere in that order, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the plot and characters because I already did that in my first season review of Let's Play. I'll probably put links around somehow somewhere. But yeah, I've already done a first season review. So this is second season review. I'm just gonna dive right into my like section. So yeah. So the first like that I have is that as much I dislike other characters, and if you see me looking down, it's because I have a detailed list. I have notes. As much as I dislike other characters and other attempts to ship characters, let me tell you, Monica and Marshall, Eminem, Monica and Marshall, my loves, my absolute, my, wow, their pairing, beautiful. I want to see a story of them. I want to see a story of them. Screw Charles and Sam, I hate it. I hate it. Their pairing is beautiful. Monica and Marshall's pairing is beautiful. I want to see a story of them. This webtoon should have been about them, point blank. It would have made for a much more compelling story. It would have been a much more compelling story. There's just so much more interesting things to them, to their dynamic. It's great. It's great. It's so much more interesting. It's so much more convincing too. It's so like both YouTubers, both in the public eye, both having to deal with all of that, both navigating a relationship together. I don't know why it wasn't pitched about Monica and Marshall. I just don't know why. I just don't know why. And you know what? They're way more likable. They're way more likable than Sam and Charles. And I don't even have to convince you. I'm sure you know. I'm sure. Well, I don't know about hardcore Charles and Sam shippers. I don't know. This video really isn't for you. Well, I mean, the like video is maybe not the dislike video. Yeah, I just think so. I just think so. Like, and likability doesn't mean it's less boring. You know what I mean? I think Marsha and Monica, they got that. They've got that. And by the way, all my notes are in chronological order, meaning this was past TT saying all of this. This is past TT saying all of this. Um, so later on when I did find out that hey, they did break up, I'll get to all that. I'll get to all that later. So that's my first like. Second dislike is that I like seeing Marshall's insecurities. I do like them. I think his own is it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see, and I enjoy seeing that. I enjoy seeing his duality and the juxtaposition of how Marshall is on for the cameras, or how he feels like he's performing. You know, even when the cameras are off, he felt like, oh, I'm performing with Monica, so on and so forth, blah blah. But when he's with his friends, he's just way more chill, way more laid back, and I enjoy that. I do enjoy that. I will touch a little bit on these insecurities later in my dislike section, but it won't be too deep. It won't. Yeah. The next one is that please, I actually really like Vicky. I actually really like Vicky. Vicky is friends with Sam and Angela, and she's great. I don't think I expressed my like for her in my first video, but I genuinely I like her. All she does is be unproblematic. She minds her business. She does yoga. She's nice. She obviously cares for her friend, and she's honestly like a breath of fresh air. All like I have nothing bad to say about her. Quite literally have nothing bad to say about her. She's good. She's okay. Next thing is that I like how Sam made her mom the dominant like matriarch in her game. I thought that was an interesting choice. Like the mom was the one talking to Charles, the one was the one like giving the options, like hey, you could marry my daughter, thank you for bringing back my daughter, etc., etc. Like I don't think the dad figure in the game spoke at all during that whole ceremony thing, which I enjoyed. I thought that was rather interesting because obviously the dad is quite overbearing. The dad is quite an overbearing patriarch, so I liked seeing the mom figure do the talking during then, even though it wasn't the mom, but she fashioned it after her mom, which I enjoyed. The next thing is that I would actually play this game. I would play the game that Sam did. I would actually play. It was described really well. It was very immersive. I did enjoy that. Contrast that with let's say I don't wanna. name webtoons. I don't want to I don't want to badmouth anyone here. But contrast that with this other webtoon where the main character has a huge passion for something, and it's sort of essential to the plot. Sort of, at least it starts. It's part of it. It's a main thing of the plot. Something happens, and but we never see how that plays out. That passion out the window, out the window. I don't know what it was for, but it definitely wasn't that important because we never hear about it again. So contrast that with Let's Play. Let's Play is that we actually see it. We actually see it happening, and I've seen some complaints that the whole game arc took longer, and that's really fair, which is fair enough. It took longer than was needed. I can't even lie, it really did. Like Marshall only finished playing like at the end of season one, and that's like what 70, 80 chapters. Like quite genuinely, it took longer than what was needed. Like I get it, but I actually didn't mind. I didn't mind it that much. I think it was good, and I think you know when an author knows what they're doing and an author knows what they're talking about, this creator knows what they're talking about when it comes to games. I don't know anything about games, but they sure as hell made it convincing as heck. They sure as hell made it convincing as heck. They really did. They really did. It was good. It was good. For someone like they really I liked how immersive it was. Like put it in layman terms, made it very visual. I enjoyed that about her game. Okay. Yeah. The next thing here is that while I don't like Ava, I don't like aspects of Ava. I'm holding out for Ava. I'll probably touch on this in my dislike section. I'm holding out hope for her, but I don't like aspects of her. I do like sibling relationships. I do like sibling relationships. I say it all the time. So that moment when in the hospital, I think they were crying. No, she was crying between the two of them. That little relationship between her and Marshall, I was soft. Sibling relationships, nice ones, nice sibling relationships. Although this isn't such a like nice relationship, but that moment was just so like, mm-hmm, it felt good. It felt good. The next, oh, oh, thank God. I thought my like section was finished. I was like, huh? I was like I know it's short. My like section is short, but I didn't think it was that short. Okay. The next one is and this is a little bit of a rant. It's a little bit of a rant. So let's start. I will honestly never forgive you guys for vilifying Monica. I never will. Don't switch up now. Don't switch up now just because you see how beneficial she can be to Sam. Just because you see how nice she is. Just because you see how pleasant she is. Don't switch up. I saw how you guys reacted. I did. Don't switch up when you see she's actually a really good character. I think she's honestly the best written character in this webtoon. And well, I won't down any hill, especially any hill that's related to the year. But like, I honestly, I would never. I saw people publicly saying that they didn't like her at first though. They were like, oh, I didn't like her at first. Oh, but now they do. Like, don't switch up. Don't switch. Keep that same energy because all that tells me is that you low-key hate women. That's what it's telling me. That's what it's telling me because the way you judged her on stereotypical feminine things, that's what you judged her for. You judged her on the nails, the makeup, the pink, the confidence, like just the whole unapologetically like femininity of it all, unapologetic femininity of it all. That's what you judged her on, and not only that, you judged her because she was a rival to the love interest. That's what I hated. That it just it tells me that you low key hate women. And if that's the case, just say it and be going. Just say it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from you guys. I don't want to. This is yeah. I don't want to hear it. Don't double back. I don't even want to think of the treatment she would have gotten if she was black. If she was a black female character, I don't want to think of the way she would have been treated. I don't want to. I don't even want it to cross my mind. I don't want it to cross my mind. I don't because I like. Can you imagine like the nails, the hair on a black woman? I don't. I don't want to think how you guys would have reacted. You guys would have been horrible, way more horrible than you were to Monica. It would have been bad. It would have been bad. It would have been really, really bad. Like dead. Like I don't want to. And it's frustrating. It's honestly frustrating because it's like at this point, I don't know what percentage of what's the percentage of like male to female ratio who read Let's Play. I'm going to assume it's more women. I'm just going to assume. I don't know. It's more men, more women than men, just because it's a romance, and romance is a stereotypical woman catered to genre. So I'm going to assume it's catered to it's more women than men. I'm going to say this right here, right now. You need to stop. You need to stop. You need to get that through your head. You need to stop. But quite genuinely, quite genuinely, because I need you guys to stop seeing other women as competition. I need you to stop doing that, because Lord knows you guys are living vicariously through all these MCs. Stop it. Stop it now. It's getting sad. It's getting, you're living vicariously through these MCs and you see other women as competition. And I'm gonna need you to cut that all out. Cut it out. Cut it out. It's really not funny. It's 2020. The internalized misogyny is not pretty. It's not cute. It's not cute. You have to stop. You have to stop, because the same reasons you were grasping for straws are to come and vilify Monica are the same things these male characters were doing and worse. This someone said, "Oh, I didn't like her because of how she treated Sam," and I was so confused. I was so confused. All she did was think Sam was a fan. That's all. All she thinks Sam was a fan and got protective of Marshall. That's all she did. That's all she did. I had to go and reread that chapter that she was introduced so many times. I had to go and reread it. I had to be like, what's going on? What's going on here? Did she do something? No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Oh, I saw people in comments be like, oh, you guys are being all high and mighty. We all hated Monica. Who's we? Who's we? Who's we? Not me. Do you speak French now? Who's we? Mm-mm. Who's we? Who hated Monica? Who? Who? I loved her from the jump. You guys are hypocrites. Some of these male characters were doing worse. So these male characters, yeah, you guys see it's all funny and all cute when Sam's dad is being all really all overprotective. You guys find it cute. You guys find it fun. When Charles is doing his own nonsense, you guys find it hot, right? You guys find it hot. I didn't want to touch on this aspect because I'm leaving for my dislike section. But remember that when he goes and like was like, oh, when you dress like this, make sure it's only in front of me. I don't want any other people to see you seeing too much of you. When that happened, you guys didn't say anything. You guys thought it was hot. You guys thought it was sexy. But when all this babe did, all my babe Monica, all my good sis Monica, all she did was be like, she opened the door. She thought Sam was a fan. And she was like, oh my gosh, all you fans, now he's going to have to move again. That's all she did. And she immediately... oh, like I have it right here. All she said was, had you fangirls managed to know where he lives, now he'll have to move. Sam said, hey, I live next door. She immediately apologized. Even though that was an okay reaction to have, she immediately apologized. Monica immediately apologized, and that was it. Like the most you can say was that how she was being like, oh, we're waiting to Sam, while she was portraying like physical symptoms of like her social anxiety, but that's it. Legit, Charles has done way worse. That man has done way worse. It scares me. It scares me. It genuinely, you guys scare me. I'm scared of you guys. Quite genuinely. It's pathetic behavior. It's pathetic behavior right now. I'm sorry to say it, because I genuinely don't even want to know how you guys are moving around this world. How you guys are human beings moving around this world, engaging with other women, true, like real life women. I don't know how. I feel bad. I feel bad for those other women, because this is how you're treating fictional women. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Like, I'm genuinely anxious for all the women you guys are interacting with. Like, good for you for changing your mind, but there's no need for you guys to be professing it in the comments. Like, keep that shit to yourself. That's embarrassing. Can't be out here doing like testimonials and comments like, oh, I used to hate her, but now I like her. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Because there was no reason for you to hate her. You look. That's embarrassing. Are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed? That's pathetic energy. No need to be doing all that. No need to be going into, I used to hate her, but now I like her. Keep that shit to yourself. Make no mistake, it's perfectly fine not to like a character. I'm not trying to be out here be like, oh, you should like everybody. It's perfectly fine not to like a character. But you and your reason for not liking a character, it is rooted in misogyny. That is a you problem. Take that shit up with yourself. It's the misogyny for me. You guys have to stop. Take that up with yourself. That's not this character's fault. That's not this character's fault. You need to step back, reevaluate some things because that's a personal thing. That's not the character's fault. That's your fault. Because at the end of the day, if it's misogyny that's the problem, that's a you problem, my dear. That's a you problem. Okay, well, that's all. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say for that. Next point is that hey so editing TT jumping in, and I thought about it. I was editing this and it hit me. It hit me. Do you know what you guys are? You guys are fangirls. That's what you are. You guys are fangirls. You guys are the fangirls who were bothering Marshall, who would have gotten mad when they found out he had a girlfriend. My big brain. That's what you guys are. Fangirls. You know those delusional ones that they were showing, I think when Marshall was on his jog or something, and they got really mad when they thought that I think Sam was his girlfriend. That's what you guys are. Deep it. Just deep it. Just. Anyways, back to regularly scheduled programming. Vicky being an empath is really interesting. It is really rare to see that represented in media. I don't think the word empath was used to describe her explicitly in the webtoon, but that's kind of the vibes that I was picking up on, and that's rather interesting. That's cool. I don't think I see that a lot. The next thing here is that I guess the heart beating on top of Charles' failed marriage symbolism ring was pretty cool. I guess that looked nice. I like cool things. This was episode 112. It looked nice. What's the bird that's attracted to shiny things? A magpie? Is that it? I show me something cool and fancy and I will be putty in your hands, okay? That's what the Devil is a Handsome Man really did. Well, Devil is a Handsome Man. Wow. If there's one thing that webtoon knew how to do, it was to utilize every single piece of media that they could. Wow. Please come back if you can. If you can. The next thing is, I don't know if this is noticeable to you guys, but as someone who had to read and look back on this webtoon for reviews, I had to read and look back. I had to go back to past chapters. I had to refer to past things. I had to start. Yeah, it really improved. I'd say it really improved. Like, it wasn't that bad to begin with. The arts wise, it wasn't that bad to begin with. It was actually really good. Well, yeah, I could. It wasn't bad. It was actually quite good technically. I don't know why I'm saying technically as if I know anything about arts. No, I don't. But it looked good. It was a good art style. But like looking back and comparing it to where it is right now, the improvement is phenomenal. It is crazy. The improvement is crazy, and it's especially such a good feat because like I always think that it's harder to improve upon things when you're already quite high on your skill level. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you're getting from point A to point B. There'll be such like a huge jump because you're just starting out things. But when you're at like point Y to point Z, it's like at that point you're just trying to like refine things, fine tune things, so the difference won't look a lot. So the fact that it started out good and it got better, in my opinion, I thought the outside got better. I was blown away. I thought that was really good. I really did. And yeah, that is my like section. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's my like section finished. The next video is going to be my dislike section. Dislike section. I also have a video about Charles, and here's the thing, I'm not sure, I'm probably not going to film any other video right now. I think I need to take several breaks. I think I need to step back from this a little bit. Also, I'm unsure on how to approach my dislike video just because I know it's a lot. So I don't know if I should split it in 2 or 3 because it's going to be that long. Because here's the thing, I see my viewer retention So it's like on a 40-minute video. I don't want it to be like, oh, you guys dropped out in the 5 minutes. So I'd rather have it be shorter to ensure you watch more of it. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that is my like section finished of Let's Play. Tell me what you thought, whether you agreed with my likes or not. Yeah, go watch my past Let's Play videos as well. I'll probably put the tags up. So yeah, okay. Hey, hi. So finally come full circle. Finally come full circle. This is a Let's Play review. This is a Let's Play review. Oh, there's a rainbow outside. Let me. Oh, I can't flip. Yeah, but there's a rainbow. Oh, it's so pretty and so clear. No, can you guys see that? Am I? Is that? Yeah. I'm sure when I rewatch that, I won't see anything. I won't see anything. I won't see anything. But